Right. Yeah,
Not much.
pretty good shape.
That was our goal to get this done. I can a revision or just look at it and then try to submit it. As we can.
I think we're just working on it, trying to get it done. Pretty, I mean, start working on it, figure out where the gaps are for the.
Make that bigger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Able to get in touch with the trail building crew down there in South Carolina.
Oh, really?
I helped them put in a kiosk down there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, get this experience there. It was pretty nutty. Four-wheelers and stuff.
When you were just down there?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really
Like, all right, send me pictures of this.
The article looks really good in there. I'm glad you put the trail map in. That was great. You did?
Dennis did.
Oh, I like it. I think that's really helpful, although I mean.
Full argument, stay to the left.
That's nice.
Because I need riding.
No.
Anywhere else.
So I did update,
Oh,
Three?
okay, yes.
I did that.
Oh,
Purple stuff
great.
is the text that I put in there, so just decided to take a cut at
Okay,
a different set of text, but
okay.
again, we've got plenty of time to rework this and
Merge them in some way that.
so in the original online application thing that you can do, it says, be concise, tell us what the project is. Yeah, there you go.
Informative and concise.
And it gives an
Your
example.
Size of this.
So. So, yeah, their example is a pretty clear statement of what they're going to do, and then the second part says what work it actually performed. So scroll down just a little bit more. There you go.
I see.
Do this, use this type of material, do this amount of stuff. So I tried to just keep it shorter and tried to describe the project a little bit more without talking about the background as much. So, like I said, it's just another alternative. We should read what I put in there, read what Chuck put in there, and then just think about what
Yeah,
kind
I'm-
of stuff that we want to do.
Like I said, mine was probably, it was too long, because some of the stuff was answered later.
Yeah, we could pull out
Yeah,
and put
so,
somewhere
yeah,
else.
so I'm definitely open, getting it shorter, but yeah, let's look at what.
That boardwalk is gonna be crazy.
They could.
definitely some thunder up.
Yeah.
It's coming this way.
Something's gonna
Gonna get
maybe go
cars.
over while we're in here.
Yeah.
I think it looks good.
I know I've been gone for a little bit, but I remember when Kat was on the committee, we talked about horses on these trails. Is that something you're gonna mention, or are we just gonna let that fly under the radar?
I think
Where we at?
we mentioned it in one of the check the boxes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we did have.
I mean, I
that
did
checked off.
speak to her and she was like, at this point, I'm game for whatever you guys decide to do or whatever in
Yeah,
terms of
So,
we
picking a
included
spot
as,
for horses or anything.
we
Yeah, so-
included as a potential use of the
And-
site.
Okay, and I think with RSU, I think the agreement would be, I think, to have, so, horses allowed in the trail other than the field loop trail.
Sorry, traffic was terrible.
Yeah.
You hit them lights, did you?
Two traffic lights on your way? Actually, when I went through.
Earlier, there was the guy holding the sign.
Yeah. People probably were.
Oh.
Because I think it's faster.
All right, so.
In some way or another, we need to combine or at least cut out some of this. Or combine this and that,
Yes, so let's read over the blue stuff, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
and here's what I can do too is. Hold them side to side, although it's gonna be hard to read from here. But here's the blue. This is what you
Oh.
wrote, Chuck.
Shall be capitalized.
No, no. No,
If town's capitalized, the should be capitalized.
yeah.
You
That's right.
town. I don't know. English would apply.
That's impossible.
This means good, wrong. Why is it capitalized?
It's probably better. Probably proper not to capitalize.
Okay.
Is that allow underline, so what's an S?
Yes. Which allows.
Trails.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, definitely should be a single.
Wow. You don't need AI. Guess it's not AI. I feel like, yeah, this is one of the sections that we probably did talk about later on, right? When we talk about speed and stuff.
Well, let's go through everything then maybe. I think we said we'll come back to that one, sort of
Oh, boy, look at the size of the.
a little bit of a catch-all. I like what Chris said. I mean,
Yeah.
I think maybe grab a sentence or two out of my stuff and.
Yep. Yeah, it's full. Yeah.
Well, that's on.
Mhm.
Okay.
Does this building have a basement?
The cloud. Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, that's a reasonable question.
So,
Okay, sorry, I was
distracted.
distracted by. So, where do we wanna go next?
Just keep going.
Keep
So,
scrolling,
yeah.
okay. And this is for bigger questions. So we didn't. Do you currently have the rights to develop this? Oh, that was something you were working on, or we were working on getting from the school, some sort of
Right, and I have the,
written agreement.
right, and I put updated draft. I've contacted Rick to set up a meeting.
So we can move on, I guess, since that's in limbo.
So it's the answer is yes,
Yes.
the use permit. It's a
You will.
see attached agreement.
School's out, I think it. Go on.
Superintendent's always working.
We agree to all these.
Some limitations.
Yeah.
This was pretty good.
Or did we check snowmobile? We mentioned snowmobile earlier.
Oh, we should check snowmobile, shouldn't we?
Yes.
All right. I don't know what I think.
That's
Oh,
fine.
wait. Oh, is this because it's on my claim? Yeah, so this is over. I should probably actually have us look over the main application.
Right.
So then, yep, fine. Features design engine, get that one.
So is that, see,
Yes, we have something for that. The
Okay.
trails will travel through. That's number 4. 13, it would be your equivalent of your 13.
okay.
The miniature side of the building, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this one I did six to me, right? Maybe this,
I think we either did this and I think you were, somebody, we did. Together, yes. Yes. When we, and like, when we feel comfortable with it, I can move it into the front, like the final application.
okay,
Owns the fairground.
That's what I was just thinking.
It's
I
called
was thinking-
Dumpster Park.
Yeah.
it's,
We should probably call it Dumpster
Dumpster Park. It's owned by the trustees.
Oh,
With the seat. That comes to.
And I don't know what you would call this facility right here, area around here, but parking is definitely available here as well.
yeah.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good area.
Recreation building.
Yeah, parking lot. I had a lot for, administrative building owned by the town. The park is generally available.
Yeah, oh, do we need a Compton Park across the street, adjacent to instead? Or? Middle school, during non-school hours, and, the administrative building. Or, and.
Across the street.
Um,
Reference to the trail.
oh, across the street,
From the trail.
I guess you could say and or in the parking areas of the administrative building or Compton Park, comma, across the street from the trails.
Place's name. Is it the rec building?
It is the rec building.
So is
They
it-
generally just call it 117.
They call it 117 Academy.
Academy.
117 then up there, I would say 117 Academy, right?
Yeah, whatever language the town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Parking area at 117 Academy.
And you get through that section.
in,
Park across the street from the trails.
oh,
After
and
park.
across,
No, at the very end after Compton Park.
oh,
Man, V is what I was saying, because
Oh.
if you had.
I already lost it,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gone,
yeah.
so should I say across?
Say common across the street from the trail.
If soccer got off the field.
If they heard thunder
Well, they
and
were smart
they
enough.
would have heard it, they would have been off the field.
Should be,
That's
so
right.
capitalize the R for.
Road, yep.
Yeah. Uh, It's like 117 Academy Road. Owned by the town.
It is constant.
It's overseen by.
Right. Town owned.
I think it's like owned by the trust, like the,
I don't know that it's owned by the trustees or if it's overseen by the trustees with like restrictions. I don't know.
Right, who owns it, who regulates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on vision appraisal, it shows up as town of Monmouth. But I've always known it as Compton Park and overseen or whatever, but we send our landowner permissions for the snowmobile club to the town. They have basically signed off or whatever on it.
Ups the park. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fine.
Change along to at. Parking area at.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Great, okay. How do we feel, wanna move it into the final, or do we wanna leave it?
So if we want to do some editing, what's the best way to, I mean, I think we could, what's the best way if we still want to do, like go back and do.
If you want to, and you wanna do track changes, you can do suggesting instead. And that would just say, oh, so-and-so put this here.
Okay,
But if we don't care about that so much, you could just open this document up on your whatever.
whatever's easy.
Yeah. And I can also, if you don't feel like it, I can copy and paste it just by email, like you can do it, that works just as well.
I think it looks pretty good though.
Well, we can, I mean, again,
Yeah.
so we have months, so. we can
Very
keep
good.
it-
What is the description on this question? Again, on the snowmobiling, do we need to say just section or part is available for snowmobiling.
Was it written in any other section or was it?
Just
Talked about.
just in the first section where I put something there and
See maps, one of those deals, see attached maps for use per section or whatever.
Yeah, we could make maps that are like seasonal, so you can tell like, this color.
We have snowmobile, I mean, it's in the last, that,
Would we wanna just say an part overlaps an existing snowmobile trail or not call out that? Existing trail in there.
So, where applicable.
in the question, there was. You go back up, there's a question, there's something that says. Management plans, but that's not, they're not saying maintenance, right? That later.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
maintenance
later.
is later, later,
Yeah.
yeah.
Management for the build or
Usage,
management once it's built.
is it the management of the use of it?
I think we should say on there that we'll have signage talking about applicable use, and I think we should say that snowmobile use is limited to one section of the trail.
Yeah, I think
But we'll
that's,
have,
I think that's a good addition.
Yeah, you don't want them all over the trail, those guys.
Yeah, we gotta be
That's
specific.
but I think the sign would kind of help
If
to
they
address the
get stuff,
management
yeah.
portion of
So,
it.
so you could put in, after. Right before, like between most, yeah, right there. Chris was saying, so it's a trail use. Will be managed. By. Signage. On the
Trail sign.
posted. At the. Trailhead kiosks. And. On the trails. Period. Snowmobile use. Will be. To. One section. Of the trail, or we could give it, we could say. The. Name of that, is it the,
Oh, yeah, the name of that section of trail, I don't remember.
Here's some. Trailhead's one word too. I had to check.
Okay.
Are you planning on putting a kiosk, multiple kiosks, like one on either end?
I think there's a couple of
So let's
kiosks.
put an S on the end of kiosk.
Kiosks. Kiosk.
Did we say limited to one of the 4 sections trail? Is that sufficient?
Think about for snowmobile. You can just reference the map. Yeah. What the map has for different use for the different sections or something like that. Is a snowmobile thing that they They care one way or the other with snowmobiles, like, are they trying to get a lot of uses?
It's actually called a snowmobile trail, so you could just say trail 101. You could say one section of the trail, parentheses, trail 101. Snowmobile trail.
Good for the garden.
It is good for the garden.
Thunderstorms have more nitrogen in them or something.
Really?
Mhm.
You can capitalize that because it's, snowmobile trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the, actually, there's a lot of towns and trails that are capitalized, that should probably be lowercase. That could be a, if you want to fix later sort of thing, but. Come up with another name of the trail.
I like the trail better than an acronym.
Oh, yeah. But,
Yep.
yeah.
T.
Here on
Oh,
out.
no, we already have it. T.
Mr. T.
All right, go on.
Great. Did you identify this project as a priority? This was another one we went over, yep. Last time, but we didn't give it another run through.
That's very nice. I like how you call it designated growth zone.
Yeah, from the comprehensive plan.
What numbers you added off for that survey? No. Number of people that took it or.
We can get those very easily.
I don't know if it's important. Here's the question. We get a question, but not if the number's bad.
Yeah, I think what we got is pretty good.
I think we just have an attachment like
Yeah.
a summary sheet, with
Pie graph.
like the pie graph stuff.
Yeah. They don't have numbers, they just have percentages. But the 10 people that took it, 80% said.
How many did we get?
Yeah, there were a couple.
That's not bad.
100.
That's
pretty
a
decent.
substantial amount of town.
That's pretty decent, really.
Yeah.
John does it like the first week of school next year.
I was calculating how many of those were my kids, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't.
They weren't that many, actually. The kids were like, I don't know, that survey. I was like, all right. Right.
We had in the last election, like less than 600 voters. So getting 100 participants of a survey in this town, I feel like pretty good.
Dad supported it.
That's true. Lies, damn lies and statistics.
Right.
All right, we good on this?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it.
so we're at who designed the project, and then we pulled Steve's. Right off being.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. Fine, all right.
Yep.
Copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
sent it
Fine.
to,
Oh, good
Have you
thought.
sent this, Jim?
Yeah, I didn't hear back from him, so, and I have to get the match numbers from. so.
Mm. So,
Yeah, if he has any changes.
you can probably take some of it out, honestly. They don't need to know so much.
Yeah, probably think about the passion thing, I
Yeah.
probably take that out.
Yeah,
And if it's copy and pasted, do I need to put quotes around it?
that's a good point. Straight up stealing.
He said we could do it.
Yeah. Okay,
But yeah, that's good.
okay.
They know.
No.
They won't know.
Everybody's gonna.
Steve.
Oh. But it's an acronym for, so,
Doubtful.
no, I know, I'm too new at all this. Wait,
It stands for TIF.
what does TIF stand for?
Tax increment financing,
You say
what's the second F?
Totally and.
Yeah,
Tax, is it just one? Is it just one? Yeah. it's just
Yeah.
one F. Yeah.
okay.
We'll stick with silent.
Does our request for proposal need to be capitalized? I don't know what that is it a program or is it just a?
It's a. Love capitalizing things.
Yeah.
I usually
Or decapitalizing.
I usually
Yeah,
destroy
what's
the.
going on? You want caps?
What, how do they use it in their,
They say RFP.
they
And
just
they-
say RFP?
Yeah, they do.
It's sort of a term of art, I mean, it's like,
They're well-known, I'm sure it's well-known in permitting and.
yeah, I think it could, I think it probably gets people.
And get rid of request for. This is not, it doesn't have to be. Like, we're allowed to use the word like that.
They should know.
Alright. Yeah, that's all we can answer. That's a weird question for them to even.
I think they just want, it should.
Like a question.
Just make sure you answer it the way we. They don't want you to say, we're gonna build it, or we're gonna go investment, or we'll go to Joe's contracting.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward.
So-
Answer. You can probably dress it up more, I don't know.
On that last one.
Up here?
for some-
Sure.
I'm not gonna change it. They use as an example, they would look to get the Conservation Corps to do the work.
I
So that's not really the same type of RFP type thing. When
No,
you're specifically going towards that type of an organization. First then you have to get it, because it's not guaranteed that you're gonna get that.
Has anybody looked at that site there? I tried to open it the other day and I couldn't. This afternoon, and I. When I clicked it.
made it. It's nice. Oh. Ooh. It's like the nicer signs that have braille on them. Oh, look, universal. Access trails.
Shared use path.
Thus. Well, this is more information than we need,
Yeah.
but
Trail's an interesting idea.
I like Braille.
It's the sun.
I'm sure that would be a
Because
very
there-
expensive sign, though.
There is a woman who, I see in the Winthrop Trail. Oof. Like, do you ever see it? Yeah.
No, I haven't seen her, but yeah, that.
She goes out with her, husband.
Mhm. No. But this is
It's a
such a,
boardwalk.
but this is such a wide trail that I feel like you probably could do it, and certainly could do it if you had the partner. Or a dog, I've seen
Yeah.
a dog for
Yeah,
sure.
they usually.
Yeah.
You put the trail is designed to UA,
Yeah.
or will be built to US, do you think?
Will be built, I think that. You could say it's designed, will be built.
No make accessible wooded or areas that were not previously easily,
We were trying to avoid,
previously easily.
or that, swamp, this was a swamp.
Oh, so the trail will make accessible wooded areas that. Yeah, that's it. Will make accessible wooded areas and other natural resources, other natural.
Other natural areas.
Trail will make accessible.
I think the trail will make wooded and other natural areas.
Go with that. That way you're not using a negative, not.
Yeah.
But it need more flourish.
No.
Trail
Oh, gosh. Okay, fine.
will make wood. Easily accessible.
Easily.
Universe.
Mhm.
Good, that's good.
Yeah, that reads better. Oh. Okay. All right, we good on this one, or?
Yep.
Oh, the trail manage.
Can you back up that number? So. That one project improve access. Okay, I was just wondering if things like grade and width and trail material needed to be up there,
Honestly.
but I probably not, because it's got UAT on it, and that probably has its own set of criteria that we're following.
It should mean something
Yeah.
to them.
I think that would be like a little highlight. Okay.
And this is what you just added, Chuck.
Yeah.
We can go-
Since the last meeting.
Yeah.
So like on that last statement, should we be asking Steve, is this accurate? Are we telling the truth here that when we say that this is universally, whatever, two universal access standards, is that true? Is your design truly that way? And the budget that you're giving us, is it really going to support us building that?
I think it's good to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's,
Yeah,
quite sure.
yeah.
But,
Well,
We
if
should be
we're positive,
verified.
then we
yeah,
don't.
we
need to.
should verify.
Yeah, I think it's worth checking because for some reason I thought I remembered a discussion where we had.
Well,
talked
we.
Not necessarily going completely to
The whole
UAT
way.
Yeah, but
standards.
he's.
Like, you're so close.
Basically, he pushed back and said,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. I
There's
said,
no reason.
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we were thinking.
Oh.
It's,
Now it's a little bit harder to read.
A little bit. I mean, the outlet still works. It just,
did the both.
I think I just knocked the plug a little bit. We're fine.
back on the report.
I sort of debated what to put first, whether to put the volunteers or the money. I decided I'd lead off with the fact that we have money.
Smart, 'cause it's hard to
I
find
think-
volunteers.
I think that's a big plus that we have a source of.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
Half of it. Oh, you have match? Oh. Good.
We haven't,
So we have to,
we don't have the numbers yet.
yeah, we have to talk to. Can't just disappear.
Yeah, he's gone. Bye.
I can, we just had an economic development meeting last night, so check with Reagan. Third party, not affiliated with the town, who has the TIF.
One of the things I put in there, and it was about the 30,000, and I think Kent had mentioned that, but I think we want to get that sort of hammered down,
Mhm.
that we have that sort of set aside.
That makes sense.
So we could say,
30,000. A year, 30,000.
no, I think it's just.
It was just our initial bid.
Yeah, well, it's over the life of the TIF, you can spend this percentage on trails. Yeah, yeah.
But I
So-
think what we were saying was that, so out of the TIF money that's in there, initially, there would be a $30,000 set aside for maintenance for the trail.
And that doesn't go away after a year. It doesn't,
I mean.
I'm used to a school budget where if you don't use it, go.
No, I think, it would be available.
Yeah, one of those.
I think the TIF money is in like a pot,
It is,
It's a pot, so.
but you have to spend it within 25 years,
Yeah.
so we're 10
then-
years in.
So basically, this would be a pot within that.
Okay, so we
That's
have
what-
15 years to spend it.
Ooh,
From now, yeah.
Okay,
Inception.
interesting. Okay,
So. That, 30,000 seemed like a pretty,
yeah, it's a
Good
that's a
amount.
dead
That's
amount
a
of
lot
time.
of money for such a small town. I feel like that's
it's a
great.
good amount of money to definitely carry us through for
Is that only for this trail or any trails that we built?
that is. Well, we have it for this trip.
Okay, that was not for.
it's for this trail?
For RSU.
I think it's for.
I thought it was for trails in general.
I think it-
Yeah. It's in general, the way it's written on the TIF, so anybody could, they were doing a trail system, they'd go to the town and say, well.
The 30,000 or?
No, the
Just the, but the TIF money could be anything. I thought that 30,000 would just be for this trip. We could,
Yeah, they may have specified 30 for this
That's what-
trail
I think that's
specifically,
what
but
Ken's- but I
I
think-
think the TIF is available for any trails.
right. I think we should, clarify that with
Mhm.
Kent and the committee. I mean, what we should have in here, what's available for this. Or, I mean, you could say 30,000. The fund trail maintenance, we would have to change that sentence.
Make it a lowercase t for trail, not the trail, but trail maintenance.
The trail.
Not the trail maintenance.
Just like Main Street.
A trail.
It's open. The way it's written, either way. So if we know the 30,000, why is it top? Huge blank dollars in tax.
That's,
We don't know how much.
each year they get it. So they get a certain amount each year, right?
Do they still have above and
So-
beyond the
so it's-
30,000?
What's that?
That's above and beyond the 30,000?
Yeah, the 30,000 is, okay,
It's probably
that
10%.
first blank is what's being put into the pot every year. And then out of that sort of,
Okay, I see how it's working.
What, yeah.
If you're explaining how the
30%
30,000
of that
came about.
the overall TIF contribution, a certain percent has been set aside for trail development. And I'm not sure what that is. And then that, well, that sentence, the 30,000 is sort of what Ken said, but think we need to.
I think the first and second part are important because it's beyond this year.
Right,
It's
yes,
available.
They
yeah,
were
trail.
very
right,
concerned
right.
with is that there'll be
right.
continual care for the trails.
So
Yeah,
there's a replenishing, I mean, there's
And
a
that's-
good pot of money there.
And that's a set number, the money and the percentage is a set number. We just need to call someone and find out within it.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, when the day carrying's true statement, it's easy. They're always looking for projects, so. It's full. Actually, might have 2 day carryings.
A week of
High
payment.
school, one in the middle school.
Oh, that'd be
Two different-
great.
2 different times a year too.
So that,
Look and see what sections we can work.
That
on.
one sentence that should be this typo in that. In addition to town and state, it will make its building and grounds. Grounds. Capital G and then small c.
Is that what it's called? Building and grounds is the title for the school. Is that the title?
I
for
don't
the
know, maybe it might not be.
Town workers,
Public Works.
public's beautiful.
Public Works.
Should I get rid of this and say
Yeah.
Public Works?
Yes.
Or public work.
Couldn't remember.
Yeah, yeah, in addition. It will make its public works crew available. It will make public works, how about the town has stated that the public works crew is available? Sounds less
Yeah, makes it active. Active voice always sounds better.
and public works might
Well,
be capitalized.
but then we're saying it is available as resources permit,
Hmm.
not,
It should be will.
Are consistently available at
Wait, so, the town has, in addition, the town has stated that Public Works Group is available for maintenance activities as resources permit.
We never got back.
yeah, I would say may be available.
Yeah, I'd say may or can be available.
Can
Oh,
be,
yeah,
can be available.
Yeah, make it a little less.
Yeah, a little softer.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
What if there's too many people in charge of it?
I would
Don't do it. Like sending an email to 3 different people versus sending it to one. You send an email to 3 people, no one responds. You send it to one, that one person responds. The 3 people are in charge of maintaining the trails. Anybody gonna do it?
Well, the RSU is pretty limited.
Yeah, it's true.
It's given us.
I think they're gonna do trimming, like they.
Nearby,
Bow
Yeah.
to the trailhead.
which was probably what they were already.
No
doing.
whackers out there.
Yeah.
They do not practice on.
Should get some goats for them or
Oh,
something.
I would love that.
Or
Keeps
trail
go
goats,
down
just
for-
put them in the
keep
baseball
standing
field and they'll get the inside of the baseball field.
Well,
So bad.
I would capitalize
Stick
Public Works.
Put goats up there.
As long as the gate closes on the field, you're all set. Looks like a flat, I guess, right?
At the top, routine maintenance, inspections and replacements will be carried out in according.
In accordance,
Yeah. In accordance. Was it in there?
or either in accordance or according to. In accordance with or according or.
what do we like better? It likes reporting, but in,
This way, yeah, you could just say according to, carry it out according to.
of course, without in.
Yeah.
And is that in the report? Is maintenance in the report?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like
It's like a schedule.
Good, they have,
Okay.
they
I
have
remember seeing that.
recommendations
It
of
breaks it down after a few years.
Yeah.
What you should do,
like what, yeah.
areas of
Like
concern.
culverts and stuff like that.
Okay, clear
Or
corners,
wash,
make sure the
replacement
shoulders
stuff.
are back.
Yeah.
Fill in washouts.
It was mostly the big stuff about like the culverts and so.
But does it have annual type stuff, like
Um,
annual maintenance, trimming, whatever it is,
uh,
cleaning culverts, yeah.
That's a big part.
I know it's in there, I just can't find where my copy of the report, it's got a page, breaks it down.
It was right at the end.
Yeah. Wow.
Ditches and culverts should be inspected twice a year.
It's on page 24.
Yeah, page 24. Maintenance will mostly be corridor and vegetation management and drainage upkeep. Corridor and vegetation management should involve going out 1 to 2 times a year and cutting back the corridor as needed, storm debris cleanup.
But there and pull solid on and community day of caring, have the kids come out and clear it.
Mm-hmm.
Get the small kids to go through the culverts and get them on.
Yeah.
All right, first graders, go, put your headlamp on.
Tie a rope to their.
That's all right, I got Jimmy if he gets stuck, it's gonna be good. He's on a bungee.
So,
Be in there anyway.
I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, I think when we
Yeah.
referencing it is
Absolutely.
legit.
Yeah. I think this will go a long way.
Best application.
It probably is gonna be their best outfit.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, boom, you know what, you got
At
double the
least for
money.
1 year, you will have the best application data. Yep. Yep, so we addressed that, and then the other two were, there was absolutely nothing to
Yeah.
mitigate or even mention. Describe any positive impacts. We're not really.
So any existing negative
It'll just
environmental condition would be
Accessibility for
Yeah, improve,
larger,
um, wait, what did you say?
just be more accessibility for a larger.
Provide outdoor opportunities for a broader population.
Yeah.
There's some environmental impacts that are back there now that we'd fix by putting this in.
I mean, if there's any Japanese knotweed, we'll be ripping that out, but generally you make.
They're not weed back there.
Yeah, you make it worse by opening things up because that's when stuff creeps in. So I don't know how we could be making better by putting trails in.
Well, it says will.
No,
Wet
it
areas.
will not. In what circumstances would this ever be a true thing? Maybe if you were stabilizing some sort of,
Yeah. Like an erosion.
Yeah.
How will there's some water back there, but
May improve,
edge, but
yeah, both water,
water management, you could just say water management.
water management, yeah.
we're not getting rid of any vernal pools.
Unless, I don't know if we should bring attention to that. I'm not really sure.
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
Which one are you talking about?
Already,
I'd say provide, outdoor. Don't provide outdoor opportunities. Outdoor,
Or opportunities. So not accessibility.
yeah, provide. I could play that somewhere, so.
Depends.
The trail to be designed to ensure longevity. Yeah, when you talk about how we OSI come up with a concept.
Yeah, I think that's a
Comprehensive
good idea.
design.
I think the, you know, the trail has been designed.
work with the
With,
environment.
with. You using.
The trail's been contoured to the existing landscape to.
The snowmobile portion was specifically, we're specifically addressing issues with the snowmobile.
I think, yeah, that'd be helpful. I think, yeah, I could put that.
To make
That
it,
snowmobile trails being improved.
which should make it more sustainable
Yeah.
longer term.
Yeah,
This was okay being an improvement to a trail, not a new trail system. The grant doesn't have any.
Well, it's mostly a new trail, so it's just.
and it's
one
not
section.
maintenance either. It's, if it's renovation, it's okay.
Right.
I mean, if it, so it's.
Yeah.
I think what you can't do is really. But renovation.
It's beyond that part. It's
Yeah.
beyond maintenance.
Right.
Okay. Something about water management after the end. And water management or. Water management around the trails. Yeah. They're not vernal pools. A lot of the water that's there is standing water because of
Temporary.
Right.
partial
There's a-
trails that like,
There's a big,
like
you
Matt's
know,
area, like
hill
where.
that's low.
Where I can put the drainage there, or they just.
You wanna say like, this will add to the permanent water longevity and sustainability of the.
Cool, yeah. Goes with.
Specifically.
Sustainability, all. Many people on Main Street not have wet basements.
Well, the water's gotta go someplace.
Yeah, it's where that.
To a different spot.
Directly
'Cause we
into
need to be
whoever's
careful.
downhill.
We're just getting off the trail.
No,
We're just getting-
we're just lifting, we're going above it. We're
Yeah.
not, yeah, that's where the boardwalk is going, which is exactly what,
It's not just the boardwalk, it's all the turnpiking, the ditches that will be going along the sides of those.
Right. Right, is there gonna go into a. Or into the woods?
What's the question?
they're growing a couple
Are we gonna
vernal
make
pools. Yeah, that work, we are creating habitats. I don't think they would like that, but.
Swim hole.
Yeah.
Town folk.
300-year storms that happened in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so weird.
Doesn't think on that, but I know he's not the one who does it. Negative environmental and cultural.
So what was it that it was about how the trail be designed to ensure longevity and sustainability?
That one, I mean, you could drop words in there like raised footpath, turnpiking and things like that. We could use those terms. If we need to, I think that will the trail be designed to ensure, yeah, that's what they're asking.
I mean, the trail's been designed by a professional
Yeah.
trail designer too.
Specifically
To meet,
to have a trail that.
to be
last thing.
Yeah, and to meet universal access.
Yeah, he came out, did this.
And then I would say for, maybe procurement and construction will be done in accordance with the recommendations of the trail. But he has some recommendation in terms of like what we do, to ensure that we get somebody who's
Yeah.
good. Like 5 years of professional construction experience.
Do they want to see the language in there, the actual methods of building the trail, like the turnpiking? I don't, the person that reads the grant, are they gonna want to read the
I think
OSI report?
I think we're gonna include it as an attachment. If they
The
want to.
report, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they're, like, if this is a spot where you would pull out some of that knowledge, so they immediately jumps out at them when you're reading, oh, these people know what they're talking about, they're using trail terms.
I mean, we could say, procurement and construction will be done in accordance with, the OSI report. And we could put sites.
Like which includes culverts, roads and that stuff to mitigate.
I like the glossary section of the report that has all the different methods, yeah.
Procurement and construction will be done in accordance with the recommendation of the trail designer specifically. Trails committee will issue an RFP. Requiring the trail be built by a qualified contractor. Then you can put you could sort of list some things. They have 5 years of professional trail construction. You can put this stuff in.
Okay.
Approve, correct, existing method. How will the trails be designed, ensuring, so how will they be designed or built by a professional?
Awesome.
Writing something where you may have some things called up. Yeah, talked about the history.
5 years. Wait, it is recommended the experience of 5 years of professional trail construction. What does that mean?
That's a qualification for
Oh,
the contract. It's
oh, I see.
not designed, so
Ugh.
how will it? It'll be good.
Qualified experienced contractor with 5 years experience.
A minimum of 1 mile all person trail construction laws. With.
You could put the trail has been designed by a professional. Trail design.
Oh, I had that up here. The trail is designed by a professional with
Okay.
the intention of longevity.
Okay. And then you could put it,
With-
procurement and construction
Yes,
will be done in accordance with the recommendations of the
Maintains this area.
trail designer.
I think public works,
Uh,
as resources are available.
It's a manager.
Yeah.
Is there, I heard that we were hiring one. Maybe we actually found one. It's supposed to be a permanent position,
Oh, it is a
full-time position.
That's great.
Full-time position.
With qualifications in, 5 years.
Right. Will be done by a qualified trail,
Will be done
by
by
a qualified trail professional. With 5 years of. 5 years of trail construction experience.
Yeah.
Least one. Right, isn't that what
In
it
the
is?
last 3 years.
Okay, in the last years, oops, and I need to say one. Oh. I just,
So-
also, I threw this in here because I wanted to use the word cultural, but I don't know if that makes sense. So we can remove that.
So I just did a quick search on what this.
Yeah, what does it even mean?
ChatGPT. When a trail is said to improve cultural conditions, it means that the trail contributes positively to the cultural life, identity, and heritage of the community or region. So this can happen in a few ways. Honoring local heritage, so the trail may highlight historic roots, indigenous lands, significant cultural landmarks. Interpretive signs or guided experiences can educate visitors about local traditions, language, or historical events. Supporting community identity, trails can maintain a sense of place by incorporating local names, stories, or artwork. And they serve as venues for community events like cultural festivals, storytelling walks, or art installations. Promoting inclusivity and access by providing safe, welcoming access to natural or culturally significant areas. Trails help diverse communities connect with local heritage and nature. Trails designed with input from multiple cultural groups may reflect shared values and support cultural exchange. So a couple more things here, but
Rudy Johnson called me a while back and he was talking about having signs along the trail that had that kind of information in it.
if we were to do something like that, I think we could definitely put that in.
Yeah. Yeah, so is that something we want to look at doing? There were some stories with Compton with like the hobo house, but he talked about other history of the area that just could be put along the trail as well. Kind of what that's reading.
Good idea, man.
Why
That
not?
would help. And I think also we could put something in here, again, that, the trail is located, in Margaret Center. And
We can even do like a fun fact thing.
will contribute, to the youth and development of, town, towns resources,
Culture and outdoor rec.
I think by having the location near the school, it will also bring a lot of different aged people.
Yeah.
Together. To, you,
away, old man.
well, youth and parents and older
Yeah.
people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true. They'll bring together all.
Maybe it'll give an opportunity for a school to do something like that, where they create their own signs, kind of like at Whittier Woods.
Yeah, Whittier Woods they do a story walk out there.
Yeah, I love that, it's so cute. And they have all the trail signs drawn by kids and stuff, it's really adorable.
Sophomores now.
Ah,
Juniors.
no,
Oh, juniors.
nonsense.
Yeah.
All right, let's work on this one. Maybe I could
Yeah,
use some of the ideas
Yeah,
that were
there's
thrown out
ideas
and we
out
can
there.
come back to this next
I
time.
like that.
But I think those were good ideas.
You could just put school projects could be done, school projects.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
using the school,
It's a bullet point.
sort of highlight the school
and.
and that's also in the center of town. I think those are two.
I feel like we can talk about opportunities.
Yeah.
We can't really commit to saying.
Right, Monmouth history.
Right. I think having the school there is it's a good opportunity for the school kids to like do a project. And, on like the geology of the area, the
Right.
history of the area, and, and then it could include, signs and
Draws.
informative
Yeah,
signs along the way.
yeah, and indigenous people is big.
Yeah.
It's a big point for that now, so, and big.
I think that's, yeah.
Knowledge.
Maybe we say is like Monmouth has a history of incorporating art into, outdoor spaces. you know, to say, you know, we don't have specific things, but we've done it.
Right. Because they did it at,
Yeah.
yeah, the walk there.
Say that we
Only a
very
very
active historical museum.
We really do.
Yeah, and that's a fairly significant part of our downtown.
Right, Rudy's probably not. I think Joel will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember him saying.
Joel did everything.
Yeah.
Call Joel.
What was the next one? I saw something about requirements.
Oh, yes.
Permits.
What permits are required? We already got all of them.
So, no. I mean, we just
Um,
we have to get the, I wrote to Justin again to get the letter.
So just permission, I mean. No. No permits required, however, permission has been granted by the town and by the
Right.
school.
yeah, I mean, we really don't, isn't that odd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need any permits to do this.
Pretty sweet, maybe like some construction permit or whatever. I don't know.
We've
Yeah.
tried over and over. Get the
Or like-
planning committee to,
Oh, so there's nothing needed for the.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know what you guys are. talking
yeah,
about.
okay, get out of here, you. Yeah, isn't that strange?
It is,
But
Above a certain amount of money, you would expect a permit.
Just put mom and dad gave us permission.
Earth ramps.
yeah,
To build a 95 foot long bridge. That's 8 feet wide. Seems like.
They don't know what
something.
it's
maybe not.
until they see it, like, oh.
It's bigger than we thought.
This is
The
colossal.
last question is
By
provide,
boardwalk.
oh, yeah. Provide a copy of communication with your local code enforcement. See, this is our permitting.
This is,
So, yeah, and that's it. That's
Okay.
the whole application. So we do have everything now is filled out and we can just do the tweaking. I believe all the major questions have been answered.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Way to go, team.
we are amazing.
Good. So,
Bring it in.
next meeting, let's focus on, we'll go back to a couple of things that we could go back to question 3 now that we've gone through everything, go back to that again, see, and we can look at what we have and sort of try to finalize that. The land agreement, let's do that next meeting.
Okay. Yep.
Is there any homework for anybody to go out and do, like touch base with people? I know Garrett's got some.
Yeah, I'm gonna call
Contact
Steve and then I guess I'll call Reagan.
I'm
To get the
gonna
tip
I'm gonna
meetings.
talk to Rick.
Okay.
Stop at his house.
Bang, 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 bang.
And then the other thing, like, next time is let's work on populating the Excel spreadsheet.
Actually moving it in. Oh, the Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, I forgot about that. Ugh,
I don't mind Excel.
you
A
don't?
lot.
Oh, yeah.
So it's attached.
I think it's.
Yeah, it's attached.
Right.
Yeah, it's attached to the,
So we'll work on transporting what's in Steve's stuff into that, I think that would be good to do that stuff. Let's talk about, meetings
yeah,
and so we have next meeting scheduled for the 15th, and I think that's the last one we've got scheduled for, so
I don't know if I can.
I'm gonna be gone.
I don't know.
maybe we should change it. That sounds like
I'm gone the next.
on next week.
Oh.
Well,
It's hard to get, it gets hard to. Yeah,
yeah,
it just gets tricky. I think maybe we'll just, let's try to do, here's what I was gonna say, the 15th and then maybe the 29th. Cause I'm gonna be gone the 5th and 12th. So the 29th and then the August 19th. That's,
Jump to the August 19th.
So are you saying not the 15th, the 20th?
That's the 15th and the 29th.
we'll do both, we'll do both.
And
And
You can
then,
make it.
and then September, about the 2nd. And the 16th. Get us right to that.
September, you're on September 2nd.
September 2nd, September 16th. Then, the 6th. Then we'll do.
Ready to start clearing forward.
Dismissed.
so what date did you say in August?
The 19th. Kevin, before we go, we need to, minutes from the. There are two sets of minutes to, for one was from the, May. May 27th meeting. That Garrett did. Push that one over. We got review for the last one. Any edits on that? Let's go approve that.
Yeah, make a motion to.
John second, pleasure. And we have the minutes from the, meeting. The last meeting. Seventeen.
I did not.
Check it. Check it. Yes, awesome.
Yesterday, last night.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The
yeah.
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, you sure? Yeah, well, you did. Yeah, I didn't have any. Look good. Yeah. The motion on that one.
Make a motion to
For
accept the minutes again. June 17th.
Dave second.
I wasn't even here, but I'll second.
So I was just debating, I'm like.
Yeah, I was like, I can't raise my hand for
It's not
anything, I
that
wasn't here the
easy.
last.
Yeah.
All right,
To me, though.
Cool,
good.
Sweet.
Um,
yeah.
Done raining.
Do it,